Hi everyone, and I think he wants to do the intro. He sat next to me, but hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I thought I would do a little chatty update today because I feel like talking, if that's okay. So if you want to listen along, then keep watching. So I've got my big smelly boy. He smells cheesy today. So one thing I find with dogs once they get past the puppy stage is that they're a bit whiffy. He does have a groomer though, don't you? You love Eve. Eve grooms you and trims you and stuff, but you're a bit pongy. I think it's all those rainy walks. Oh, he's really comforting me actually. He's sat here, he's so nice and warm and I'm absolutely freezing. Mark's in the office in Manchester today and it's a little rat bag, you know, because we've got like digital heating from a brand that I worked with a while ago who have these really special thermostats. It's called Wiser as an app, and it's great. And it's honestly, like, I'm really grateful for the opportunity that I had to work with them, and we've had it for over a year, and it's great because you can go on the app and then just tweak things accordingly and like warm the house up. But when he's here, it's always his office that's on nice and warm, and the rest of the house is like, I don't know, a scene from Frozen. But I've just popped the heating on in here for a little bit because I was really cold before. You know, when your fingers go like blue. Oh, sorry, sir. But I just thought I would catch up with you for a little bit. And just talk. And I love watching videos like this from other people. I love hearing other people's like thoughts on life, checking in with them, seeing how they're doing, listening to things that have been working for them, things that haven't. So I thought I would do one because it's nice to catch up with you, and sometimes I feel like it gives a bigger picture. So one thing that I'm gonna start with, because I still get asked this a lot, like for updates, mainly in like my DMs on Instagram, like mental health wise, how am I doing after coming off my antidepressants. And obviously I couldn't speak too soon, any sooner than this, because it takes a while to adjust. So I came off in July is when I started, and obviously it's been a good few months since then. I am okay, but it is as I expected, where this is something that you really do need to work at. And I think that that is the case for anyone when it comes to their mental health, not just those of us who suffer and have a diagnosis and things like that. But as we all well know, like sometimes we've got to make the choice to do the right things for ourselves, and we've got to like check in with ourselves and look after ourselves and listen to our bodies and our minds and all of that. And that's definitely been true of me. I have noticed since the darker nights have started and there's a lot more rain and drizzle in general, like less sunlight, I've noticed that that has impacted me a little bit. And I've also noted that my cycle is impacting me more severely, I would say. Again, not to the point where I am struggling and I feel that like extra help is needed, but to the point where I do have to do certain things for myself to look after myself. And part of me is sat here wondering right now, are you even listening to me because of this ridiculous animal? Probably not. But I have noticed, so I'm in the luteal phase right now, so like the week before my period is due, which is next week at some point. And I woke up yesterday after a really bad restless night's sleep, and I was covered in anxiety. Sometimes anxiety feels to me like my body is covered in insects just crawling all over me, and my heart is so fast, and I do get a little bit paranoid, to be honest. And I am just so sensitive. It's a little bit better today because yesterday I combated it with exercise straight away, which I will touch on more in a little bit. But I have to just be really mindful. So I have a app anyway that I've always used, an app in some way, shape or form to track my periods. I use Flow now because at the moment it just seems to be the one that I prefer. And I'm logging my mood and my symptoms and things. So it's actually quite comforting to then go back to the month prior and go, I felt like this at the same time of the month. It's okay, it's your hormones, you're okay, you're doing a good job, and it's very beneficial for me. But I have found that quite hard because obviously when I was on antidepressants, some of those elements were numbed, along with other positive emotions. I am learning now that now I've been off them for a good few months that I'm a lot more giggly and excitable than perhaps I was for the 18 months prior. I think I was just very neutral, which wasn't a bad thing because I truly believe that it changed my life for the better and even saved me. But it's nice to feel things again, and I am doing okay, but I've just got to be really mindful and look after myself, and I'm really trying to do that, which I will touch on. Exercise. Now I'm covered in your fur, young man, but we not me, I'm Merlin, I have gotten back into going to the gym again, which I stopped when I came off my antidepressants. As you might remember, I was going like regularly, like 3 or 4 times a week from, it was like January until July, and it was such a shame, but I just got to the point where I felt so overwhelmed, and I just didn't have the energy. I did not have the energy to put the effort in like that. My energy was going on my children and on getting me through a really, really tough patch in my life. Whereas now, I just felt ready, and I feel like I want to do it for a couple of reasons. One is because I feel so bloody good when I've done it. I'm not saying I always enjoy it. Some days I walk there or go there and I'm just like, I can't be arsed. I'm tired. I've got a snotty nose at the moment. So sorry about that. Hasn't everybody there? But like, yeah, this week I'm feeling a bit tired and groggy, and I don't necessarily want to go, but I am pushing myself. One thing that I've done, which I'm really, really pleased about, is that I've started body pump classes. So what I'm doing is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, body pump classes. Saturday, while Daisy's at netball, I do the gym independently. I've always wanted to get into like strength and weight training and things like that, but I've just never had the confidence to. I don't necessarily have the budget for a personal trainer, because if we do have like spare money here and there, I'm a mum, and generally speaking it will go towards the kids in some way, shape or form. I'm not saying I don't treat myself now and again, but a personal trainer on top of a gym membership, it would just be a lot of money. My gym membership is probably cheaper than most because I just go to a local leisure centre, but even then I don't want to spend 60-70 quid a month on something like that. So instead I've just got my straight standard membership, and with that, which is really good, you get free fitness classes if you are a member. I say free, it's just covered under the membership, and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to try. My auntie Debbie, if you're watching this, thank you so much Debbie, because she gave me the push that I needed, but she goes to body pump and she was like, you should come because you'd be so good at it. She used to do my spinning classes way back in the day when I used to love spinning, but I wanted to try something new, and I thought this would mean that I could try weights and strength and like weight training, but under the guidance of somebody that knows what they're talking about, and in a group setting, which is not only really encouraging, but it's also like motivating as well, because you turn up, because your name's down, because people will know that you didn't go, and it's actually really, really been good for me. I've only done I started my gym journey a week ago on Saturday. So I did the gym on Saturday, I did the gym on Monday, then I started my first fitness class because I was really nervous to do the Monday one initially. So I did body pump Wednesday, body pump Friday, gym on Saturday, body pump Monday. Today is Tuesday, and then I'll be doing body pump again tomorrow, and so on and so forth. But it's made me feel amazing. Already, I notice a difference in my body. I don't think it will be visible to you so much, but to me, I can feel a strength that wasn't there before. And I can almost feel a flexibility almost. That I feel like my body's more, I don't know, ready to go. Is that a strange thing to say? I'm really, really pleased with my fitness overall, because I was able to go back to the gym, and I'm still able to do like a good 45 minutes straight on the cross trainer, get a nice high resistance on. I'm really working hard, and my body enjoys it, and I really want to keep at it. And reschedule my schedule now so it works for me, not necessarily just works around my family. And that's going to sound, I feel like, am I going to get mum bashed for that? But basically, any other time I've ever wanted to exercise or do something for myself, it would always be at the detriment to myself. So I would have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym, so I could justify that in my head, and then I would work all day, and then I would be ready for the kids when they came home from school, and I'd be there to do all the club runs and make packed lunches and make dinner and do reading books and, you know, cuddle them and be there. And I am still doing all of those things, but the issue is with that, and I'm not going to say I'm never going to go to the gym first thing ever again, but I was just really wearing myself out. I was so tired, and it just started to feel a bit exhausting. And I thought, like, this way the classes aren't on at 6 o'clock in the morning, so I either go to the class when it's on or I don't go. So I'm just saying to myself, you're allowed to have that hour. It's 45 minutes, but by the time you've got there and got back, it's been an hour. You're allowed to have that for yourself. And you know, I just pick up, if I need to pick up work, I'll pick it up when the kids are in bed, like I was doing some editing last night, or I'll do it at the weekend if I get the chance to. And I just feel like this, it has to be okay to choose myself. You know, like, just 3 bloody hours a week, it has to be okay to give myself 3 hours a week to exercise when, you know, it's a weekday, or 4 hours when it's the weekend. And I feel like I have to do that. And it's just so silly because I built it up in my head as something that wasn't achievable to me. But then at the same time, my husband's been doing it for ages, because Mark has flexible working hours. So he would go to the gym when it suited him, and then he would just pick up work. So he'd either start a bit earlier or work through his lunch break like I do. And I just feel like if he can do it, you can do it. Stop beating yourself up all the time. So yeah, I'm loving it. I feel good. I feel like you can tell that I'm enjoying it, and I'm really happy to be sharing it. I've had a few messages over on Instagram and stuff of people saying, like, thank you so much because I've started back at the gym today because of you, and I just wanted to say thank you. And that is like the most incredible thing, you know, like when you can just, we can all share positivity together. I love stuff like that. I really love stuff like that. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with that, and I think it's going to be really good for me. I'd love to tone up a bit. I'm only human. I want to learn to love myself as much as the next person, but in reality, I gained weight over the last couple of years, like even starting from COVID, to be honest. I think a lot of us did initially, and I lost some weight after I came off my antidepressants. Don't really know how that worked, but I would like to continue to get back to a form of myself where I feel at my most comfortable. That's not because I hate my body, that's not because I don't think I'm worth anything now, but I would just like to have my confidence back, and it's really helping with that. I'm not doing any crazy dieting. I have noticed that my appetite and my, it's almost like, not my metabolism, but I can't tell you that I know the science behind all of that, but I feel like I almost want, like, I'm eating less, and then, like, I'm just craving different things, and I'm trying to be wary of putting, like, good food in my body. I'm not that I ate crap before, but you know what I mean, like just lots of protein and veggies, and yeah, it's doing wonders for me at the moment. I know I'm only about 10 days in, but you know what, like we all start somewhere, and I'm just feeling really happy. And I think as well, like for a time of year to start, even though it can be difficult because it's the festive season, I'm actually quite proud of myself that I have started now, because I think that shows a real intent with it. So fingers crossed that continues. Where else can I start? I've had a few questions about the house. We finally got our, so this is what, 5 months down the line, got our insurance signed off, and we got the check, and we were able to cash that in and move ahead with the work. My biggest piece of advice for anyone going through similar: when you get in touch with your insurance company after an accident and you need to claim, they are going to offer you a sum up front, which will seem like an easy fix. Do not accept it. We've never gone through this before, but what they offered us initially to try and basically get rid of us early was half the amount of what would actually be needed to fix our house and get it back to the state that it was in. And that is kind of gross from insurance companies. I know they do it with like others. I've heard from other people, like people messaging me and stuff saying that it's exactly the same with like cars and all of that, and they'll just try and like shut you up. You know, when you get an insurance quote renewal as well, and they'll just send one through the post and it'll be ridiculous, but they just hope that you won't have the energy to ring them up and argue it. Always argue it. As it stands, we are able to get our flooring replaced, which is the biggest issue because the house does feel colder without the flooring down, because we just got basic concrete at the moment. That will start the week commencing the 10th of December. But we can't get our decorator in until February because he's booked up, and it's so annoying because that is the insurance fault again, because we got quotes ages ago but we couldn't come back and say yeah, let's go ahead until we got the approval and we got like confirmation that all the money was going to be like signed off. So that's where we're at with that. But just very, very grateful and relieved that we can get the house put back together again, because it was sad to go through. It's the worst things have definitely happened, but it just was sad because, you know, if you followed me for a long time, you'll know I moved into this house when Bill was a baby, and that was well over 10 years ago now, and I've been doing this house up for 10 years now, and it's taken a long time, a lot of savings and working hard and stuff, and when it all went a bit backwards, we were gutted, we were, but you know, things come back together and it'll soon be back to normal in February, which will be 8 months after it happened, but it doesn't matter. It's fine. Okay, we're on like the 20-minute mark now, so the kids are doing fantastically, really happy at school. Bill in particular like just loves high school, and I'm really chuffed about that, because I think that we all get a bit nervous about that when your kids start. It's a scary time. I'm just going to sit this because I've been holding it and meaning to have some for ages and just not. By the way, if you've not tried those Starbucks pods, they're really nice. I can especially recommend it with oat milk or coconut milk, the barista kind, because it's just dead yummy and comforting. And my mug is a Home Sense one. They have a lot, like by a similar brand, they all look quite similar. I would definitely recommend having a look at them if you're ever nearby and you want yourself a festive mug. But yeah, the kids are doing great. They're all ready for Christmas though. I don't know about your kids, but mine are all tired already, and they've only just gone back after half term, but I just think that they're ready for the festive season, and they're excited, as all kids are at this time of year, and we are trying to get all sorted for their Christmas presents and get everything cracking and get organised. I'll be doing another festive update very soon, so look out for that, and I'll let you know where I'm up to, and I'll do the stocking videos and stuff as well. I'm just waiting for some last little bits that are taking their sweet time to come, because I ordered them from Flying Tiger and their delivery is just terrible. So yeah, that's where they're up to. We are surprising them actually, because on Friday I'm off on a event, which I get invited to a lot of events with the kind of work that I do, which is really lovely, but I am a northern girl and all the events are in London, and financially we just can't afford for me to go down to every event. Like there's so many, you get like, you know, like PR events, like all the Christmas ones I would have loved to have gone to, a few of my friends have gone, but realistically I just come home out of pocket, because it's never paid, or it doesn't pay the bills. It's just like the opportunity to go there and kind of like look at new products and stuff. But we had an invite to an event on Friday, which is actually up our way, to a place that we absolutely love, and it's Christmas themed, and I haven't told the kids, and I've decided what we're going to do is that we are going to pick them up from school and just be like, right, we're off on a surprise, and like I feel so lucky to be able to do that for them, and yeah, that would be really exciting, so they have no idea. It's just for the evening, but I think it would be really lovely, and we're very lucky. And yeah, like other things going on. I'm sentimental about Christmas this year in particular, because obviously my granddad's not very well, so we found out oh God, he's not been well for a very long time, and he'd sort of slipped through the cracks of the NHS quite a bit actually. And I'm the hugest fan of the NHS, because without them, me and my daughter wouldn't be here, and like they've looked after us so much over the years. And you know, I had good experiences with my births and things like that, and like the NICU, like especially the local one, like it was amazing with Daisy. But it's made it hard to swallow with the situation for him anyway. And he's had issues for a while, and those issues actually turned out to be cancer. So we found out initially that he had colon cancer, bowel cancer, and then also breast cancer, which is not honestly something that I thought men could get, but obviously men have breast tissue too. It would make sense. It's just, yeah. The only treatment that he can have is what's it called? Chemotherapy tablets, because it's kind of the most of what his body will tolerate. He can only have them specifically for the breast cancer area, because any treatment for his bowel, the doctor said like the strength that they would need for that would not be good for his body, and that could likely kill him first, which is not nice to hear. Surgery's out of the question because he's got COPD. He was hospitalised again recently with like a chest infection, so he's not doing the greatest. He's fine and he's taking them and things like that, but it just kind of like, I've been so lucky. I know I'm dead lucky that I've got all of my family still at the age of 35, and it's all I've ever known. And without sounding pathetic, it's been like almost like a prolonged state of my childhood, and I don't mean that in a naive, like weird, creepy way. I mean it just that it is all I've ever known is to have them around, and I just feel so lucky. But also it's like I feel like I'm kind of still in that frame of mind where, because I just don't understand loss in quite the same way. I've lost pets and stuff, but I mean, obviously we're sad. Okay, I mean, I feel like I'm over explaining my feelings, but obviously we're all really sad. And it was, you know how it's flu season? Well, the school had sent out a survey for the flu nasal spray again, and I was sure that the kids had already had something like that, but I filled it in. It was yesterday. And you fill all the details in online, and because you have to do that to be eligible, so you put your kids' details, and there's like a special link, and then your school's code to kind of find your child, and this, that and the other, and then you go through the last few steps, and it's just like, is your child allergic to eggs, and if they got like asthma, or and one of the questions, the final ones, was, is your child around anyone that's vulnerable or having chemotherapy, etc, etc, like I have a family member. And normally I would just click no. I've never had to click yes, and I realised that I would have to click yes, and then like basically advice is that they can't go near them for 2 weeks. And I must confess that's one thing I'm really struggling with, because I'm too scared to visit in case I give him something, and I don't know if that's like a post-COVID paranoia, but obviously this as well. But my kids are always ill. They're always like snotty, just not like poorly, but you know, like they come home from school, and at this time of year it's just like cough and cold and flu season, and I just feel like, oh, I don't want to go there and make it worse because he's dead vulnerable. And then it was just that kind of like hit me the other day, and I feel like I don't want to have like regret about not visiting, but equally like I'm frightened to make him poorly. So that's been quite hard, and I know I'm like just offloading on you now. I'm fine. I think sometimes, like, you know, I'm talking about it, and I'm sure that there are people out there who know exactly how I feel, and maybe it's good for you to hear someone that feels like you too. But that has definitely been a lot. But yeah, otherwise we are good. We are just being grateful for everything that we got. We're looking forward to spending time together over the Christmas season. I really appreciate this time of year. I like to think of myself as a pretty grateful person in general, but I'm especially grateful and thankful for the things that I have in my life at the moment. And yeah, just working away today. Kids are at school, Mark's in the office, the dog's gone. Don't know where the dog's gone. The cat's still here licking her paws. So if you can hear licking in the background, it's her, not like some, I don't know what. Can you imagine if it was like a creepy person hiding? Oh no. Anyway, my mind's wandering. But yeah, I just thought I would do a little chitty chat, and I'm gonna get this exporting, a few more bits done. I might try and do the Christmassy update in a little bit as well, see how much I can get filmed today. And before I know it, I'll be back at that school, and I will be doing the school run, and I will be getting them into the car, and we will be going swimming, and I will come home, make packed lunches, make dinner, get them all sorted, and it will repeat itself again tomorrow. But I do love being their mum, so I cannot complain. But yeah, have a lovely rest of your day, whatever you are up to, and I'll hopefully see you all very, very soon.